What's happening, guys? This is Billy from Movie Cricket. It is the 30th of July 2014. We have just come out of Comic-Con weekend in San Diego, which I believe means... No, it's too soon in the podcast. I'm joined this week with Rhys Gibson.
Hey guys, how's it going? Hope everyone's alright.
He hopes you're alright. I am indifferent. This week we are going to cover all the goings on at Comic-Con. Loads of stuff's happened. We're going to have a look at the Hobbit trailer. We're going to look at your upcoming films and a summary of the best news of the week. So let's kick off with the best events of Comic-Con. I would like to start with the second biggest moment for me, which was the Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice teaser trailer, which we got. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was looking good.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. I like the just the fact that it just gave us a little glimmer, not too much.
A little glimmer, a glimpse,
a small peek of hopefully what's to come in the film.
A teaser, you might say. So I'm going to summarise what was involved in this teaser. So the camera rolls on, and you see a pretty hulking Batman uncovering the tarp off top of the bat signal, unmistakably bat signal. And as he does so, an ominous chord strikes, and he turns around, and Superman, Henry Cavill, or Cavill,
I'm going
Cavill, Henry Cavill is hovering in the background with his eyes as red, with his Superman heat vision, and he's staring Batman down, and the whole scene is incredibly tense. It's the first time we've seen Batman and Superman in motion in a live action film together, ever. And what did it make you feel like, Rhys? Describe how it made you feel inside.
You could tell that there was obviously tension between the pair.
Yeah, they didn't like each other.
No, it looks like either that's at the start of a conflict, or it's the sign of something. But I mean, must admit, Ben Affleck pulled off the mouth pose. It
looks so
well.
good.
Didn't look good.
You know what I think we're going on, right? From that scene, I'm thinking that Batman, bearing in mind we'll go on to what he was dressed in, I think that Batman was drawing Superman in. I think he was pulling off the bat signal, so the Superman got a bit pissed off, came to that rooftop and thought about challenging him.
Yeah.
And then he saw what he was wearing. So this is the second reveal from this trailer, which is massive news. It's been undersung actually, because it's very revealing. Batman was wearing the big, thick metal batsuit which we see in Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, which is specifically designed to kick Superman's arsehole off of his body. So that was included in this teaser trailer. So they're definitely gonna beat the shit out of each other. Maybe on that rooftop, who knows?
There's going to be a big fight.
So it looked wicked. I enjoyed that a lot. Other news for Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice was the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman costume reveal. I have very mixed feelings about this one.
See, I'm the same. I think for me it looks a little bit too... The way they've gone with Superman and Batman in recent years, they've very modernised him. Like, Cavill looked like he was in like a military spec.
Yeah, it's like borderline sportswear.
Yeah, it was kind of like
mesh.
A full-on, tight-fit top. Looked very like sleek, modern, great design.
And we're seeing the same in Avengers Age of Ultron with like Quicksilver and like sports gear and stuff.
Like the cap and the shield stuff has gone very like sleek and modern.
Yeah.
And then this is just like a bit like...
It's
kind of like they've
stolen it.
Kind of like stolen it from the set of Hercules a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just like a breastplated suit of armour. She's revealing a lot. But
that's the key, actually. She's more revealing than I thought she'd be. Like, that skirt is riding pretty high.
It's a pretty, like...
It's not leaving much to the imagination.
It's a very conventional superhero suit, isn't it? It's not very modern. Like, she could have had...
In a comic, you wouldn't think anything.
Yeah, in a comic, it's like, standard Wonder Woman attire. But in the modern film industry, you don't see female superheroes that exposed, like Black Widow.
Yeah.
She's constantly in an all black
true.
top. And it does leave her a little bit like, is she there just for...
It's foregrounding
eye candy.
a femininity, very much. But interestingly, if you remember a few months ago on one of the podcasts, we discussed some of the leaked information that here at Movie Cricket we got hold of about this Gal Gadot Wonder Woman costume. And we did reveal that she would be wearing the headdress. We revealed the wrist wraps. We revealed the red and blue breastplate and the dark blue skirt. So it is all there, pretty much spot on for what we actually said, minus the shoulder plates.
There's no epaulettes.
Which I don't know if they're to come or the information we got was wrong or whatever. But I think what that suit is actually missing is a little bit more armour. She's very exposed. It looks cool, don't get me wrong, man. I think she looks awesome.
She does look very good.
She looks awesome, but the suit is a little bit more vintage, a little bit more superhero-esque than I expected. But we'll have to see, which we've not seen her in motion yet. So, yeah, Batman v Superman, loads of stuff coming out this weekend. In other news was Guardians of the Galaxy. And Marvel have officially revealed that there will be Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which will arrive on, I think it was July the 17th, 2017, I believe it was.
Best news of the weekend.
You've not even seen the first one yet?
I don't need to, man.
It could be crap.
No, the first one's going to be amazing. The second one will be awesome.
You're not a film reviewer. It's all awesome. So, it is cool news. It means that they've got a lot of faith in this first film. The early reviews have been overwhelmingly positive. We've actually got a non-spoiler review up on the site right now for those of you that want to take a look. I got a screening the other week. I'm not going to reveal too much about it because it comes out in 2 days' time, so it's definitely worth you going checking out and avoiding all the spoilers you can. But yeah, great news that there's going to be a sequel. That will, I assume, be between maybe Captain America 3 and Avengers 3, I'd have thought, something like that.
It's quite late in the cycle, isn't it? July 2017.
There's only one more film after that, I think, before Avengers 3. So
I think that would potentially be either Thor or Cap, wouldn't it? The way they go.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then other Avengers news, the Avengers panel was probably one of my highlights actually. Did you catch it?
Mm-hmm. Saw some little...
Robert Downey Jr., man.
Hits.
He's a rock star. He's not even a movie star, he's just a rock star pretending to be an actor.
He does what he wants to.
Just comes on, chucks a load of roses around, gives everyone on the stage a rose, flirts with the women a bit, kisses Josh Brolin's ass a little bit. It was great. I absolutely love the guy. It does help that I look a bit like him. Right, Rhys?
No.
So, yeah, that panel was awesome. Josh Brolin joined the cast for the first time, officially revealed as Thanos in the future. Or Thanos, as they say across the pond. Thanos. Also, which I thought was quite cool, was the sort of teasers for a little bit of the plot of Avengers Age of Ultron with the cracked Captain America shield. What do you think of that?
Well, it was at their,
I didn't know it could crack.
It was at their stall, wasn't it? Their set up and thing,
yeah.
Marvel set up, and it had the concept art as the background. Obviously, you saw the characters fighting.
Yeah.
The machines that Ultron has.
Tell me, Rhys, what can crack the Captain America shield?
Well, I thought nothing.
What can crack it? I don't know.
Because obviously it's taken a full brutal blow from Mjolnir in the first Avengers film.
Smashed it.
And nothing happened. Well, something did happen. Thor flew and Iron Man flew and Cap just got up chilling.
What can crack the shield?
I don't know, but it does show an interesting feel as in...
Maybe Iron Man designed something.
Is it something that S.H.I.E.L.D. have got that because of the events of Captain America 2? Do they think Cap's getting a little bit too big for his britches and kind of indestructible with a shield that can take any kind of hit, but obviously not now? Or
not anymore.
Is it Hulk?
Or is it just a metaphor that things are going to get tough?
It could just be like, well, it won't actually happen, but this is the seriousness of what's going to happen in this
Yeah.
film.
On a similar note, there was the Hulkbuster hand, which you drew my attention to moments ago.
Mm-hmm.
What are do you know anything about the Hulkbuster?
Obviously, it's when Hulk, I think this is right, as in Hulk comes back from Planet Hulk, looking to kick off and looking for a bit of vengeance against Stark. And he then, I think you saw a small preview of what it could be in Iron Man 3 with, is it Igor? The big chunky suit that was there. But Igor got killed in Iron Man 3, so whether Stark's now rebuilt that for a personal suit, as obviously
a manned suit.
A manned suit that you can get in and fight the Hulk if he needs to.
Yeah.
But obviously that'll probably be more revealed in the film.
I like the idea that, like, from slight spoiler alert for the next 30 seconds, something I did hear is that Scarlet Witch is going to hex Hulk a couple of times in Avengers Age of Ultron. So in the start scene when the Avengers are sacking the remaining Hydra bases, she's going to hex Hulk so that he thinks that one of the Leviathans from New York is still alive, and he goes mental and wrecks the place. So potentially later in the film, maybe she does the same again and turns him on Iron Man.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
And that's why he has to defend himself potentially. But this is speculation. Spoilers over. So that'd be cool if it happened anyway. Let's move on from superhero movies from Comic-Con. This was literally probably my highlight. I hope you've seen this trailer. Mad Max Fury Road. The first trailer was revealed at Comic-Con, and honestly, it looks flipping awesome. Did you see it?
It looks massive.
Oh my god, it looks so good.
Big scale. Hardy looks really good.
You know what? I'm going to probably offend a lot of people right now, and they'll judge me forever in the future. But I've not seen the earlier Mad Max films.
I've seen bits of it.
I've not seen.
I haven't seen it all the way through at any point, but I've seen snippets of it when other people have been watching.
The second I saw this trailer, I got straight on Amazon and I ordered the Blu-rays immediately for the past trilogy because it looks so good. Tom Hardy looks amazing. Charlize Theron with a shaved head and a bit of black makeup on her head. Who knew? What an unbelievable post-apocalyptic babe she turned out to be. And then just the concept for the film just looks great. The scale of it looks awesome. It's really arty as well. Like set in a desert and all the vehicles and stuff with the swaying things. Yeah,
that's the same as the first one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
It looked it looked a bit more of just like a modernised, sleeker version of the old film, which was obviously post-apocalyptic and.
It reminded me of Fallout 3 a little bit.
Yes, very much like a Fallout 3 kind of environment, where it's like there's people trying to survive, and I think in the films if there's a big fight at like a compound where these people live.
Yeah.
And obviously Mad Max, it's Mel Gibson in the old films, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And he's there and it all kicks off, but it's basically just like a gang of outlaws, basically.
It was like a cross between Fallout 3 and the closing scenes with Danny McBride from This Is the End. That's how I'd summarise it.
Yeah, very similar, yeah.
But seriously, that is something to keep your eyes peeled for. I was seriously impressed by that, and I didn't have massive interest in it before, so that was interesting. Other things at Comic-Con, Quentin Tarantino turned up, and I've read a lot of places that he got the second biggest ovation of the whole convention after the Avengers panel. So a lot of love for Tarantino. This is days after he revealed that he's going ahead with The Hateful Eight after the lawsuit controversy of the leaked script. Tarantino has revealed that he's making a Django Unchained comic series, which will blend a few Western heroes, including Django and Zorro. You a Zorro fan, Rhys? No,
pretty good.
Rhys is not a Zorro fan.
No, it was pretty good as a kid.
As a kid, Rhys was a fan of Zorro. Yeah. Right, you know what? I want you to talk about this Star Wars comic series you just told me about.
Right, so obviously it is a Marvel and Disney collaboration, is this Star Wars comic series. So it came out, there was a few clips of artwork, as in a Star Wars #1 cover came out with all the original cast on the front, so Luke, Han, Leia, Chewie, C-3PO and R2.
No Jar Jar?
No Jar Jar.
Okay.
So no Gungans whipping their tongues out at the dinner table.
Shame.
In the comic. It's going to be written by Jason Aaron, who's having a really good summer writing. Well, I say writing, it's been released. Original Sin for Marvel, which has been their big summer event this year.
Cool.
Which is including like all the main characters. So you've got like the Avengers in there and the Future Foundation and stuff like that. And then it's being drawn and coloured by John Cassaday, who's done stuff for Marvel like X-Men and Uncanny Avengers and stuff like that. So they're both quite...
Is it fair to say that Disney and Marvel are assembling their own little comic book Avengers to put this thing together? Are these guys big players?
Jason Aaron is a big dog.
Is
He's
he a
done
big
a
name?
lot of stuff. And obviously Original Sin this summer has been amazing. Like I've got everything that they've written this summer from the Original Sin line, and it is fantastic. So you can expect good things. I mean, there was a Vader cover, a Leia cover, and then a group one. So whether you can expect to see 2 or 3 multiple lines depending on characters and storylines and stuff
So
like that.
does this mean that this comic series is going back to the original trilogy then?
Yeah.
It's not a continuation
It's not
story.
I don't know what they're going to do in the future, but the ones that are coming out in early next year.
So it's not a prequel.
Based,
it's based in...
It's set in between the events at the end of A New Hope and at the beginning of Empire Strikes Back.
That's cool.
So like the rebuilding of the Empire after the rebellion destroyed the Death Star. So hopefully it'll show you a bit more of an insight into the universe that you don't see in between the films.
That's awesome. So they're literally hitting on every front with Star Wars and Disney. If they're releasing a comic which goes backwards, some spin-offs which do everything, like prequel, current and future, and then obviously the new trilogy. That's amazing. They're covering everything.
I think with the amount of money that they spent on it, they need to access all areas of revenue to make that money back. Yeah. Which some Star Wars fans probably might not like. But then you
it's just reaching new audiences.
You just got to think it's more Star Wars material. Obviously they've done like graphic novels and stuff in the past. Yeah. So I mean, it's not like it's a new thing for Star Wars. It's just a new thing that it's.
So it's not part of canon then. Obviously, it's just going to be extended universe sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I might get that. You know.
It'll be good.
I quite like the cover art.
I trust Jason Aaron. He's a good writer, and the characters are easy to make good stories from, aren't they? Yeah. Everyone knows the characters already. You don't have to be reintroduced or discover what people are about. You already know what the characters do. You know their roles. Yeah. And I just think any kind of extra Star Wars storylines can't be a bad thing.
Yeah, I agree. What about another franchise which we're both big fans of? The Hobbit. There's a new Hobbit trailer which came out yesterday. Oh, I've just broken the illusion. We're not on yesterday. Yesterday will be today when we release it. Oh, I'm sorry everyone. Yesterday is today. True. What day are we on? Monday.
The time warp is broken.
I've broken the time warp. I'm sorry. Monday, the Hobbit trailer was released, and for the Battle of the Five Armies, and it looks unbelievable. I'm gonna tell you as well. We're not gonna do any plot spoilers in particular, out of the interest that this is just a film that you have to go and enjoy. You don't want to. If you're lucky enough to have not read the books, I just suggest you stay well away from anything. Watch the trailers, enjoy them, but don't go looking for information because there's so much yet to happen in this trilogy, and it looks like an explosive film, really emotive. The music they put over it melted my heart and broke it into little Middle-earth sized pieces that the hobbits can roll into hobbit leaf tobacco and smoke away till the early hours. The Home is Behind song from that Pippin sings in Gondor. Oh my god. Was it pulling on your heartstrings, Rhys?
It was. It just brings you back to that scene in Return of the King, and then you kind of realise that that's the tone that this third Hobbit film is going to be in. Yeah. It's going to be a lot darker. It's not going to be happy-go-lucky with the dwarves on the road and having fun and like having a dance around a dinner table. It's going to be dark. People are going to die. Bad things are going to happen. But then it kind of offsets it by looking so beautiful.
Yeah, it will be amazing. I'm incredibly excited for that. I'm not even asked about Christmas anymore.
No.
Hobbit is my Christmas now. So the Hobbit comes in December. Check out the trailer on the website. Speaking of upcoming films, let's talk about Sin City. Sin City, A Dame to Kill For. Have you seen the original Sin City?
Mm-hmm.
Frank Miller and Robert Rodriguez. I love that film. Literally one of my guilty indulgences. The sequel has a much bigger budget, more stars, bigger, badder, more sinful. The trailer came out today. It looks unbelievable. Like I cannot wait for that film. That's out in August. Other upcoming films, Expendables 3. Now, you may have heard that Expendables 3 was leaked earlier this week. I couldn't possibly comment on if I downloaded it or not, but I implore you to stick to your guns and view the film in the cinemas you were going to, because the franchise will not succeed if it loses tens of millions of pounds of revenue because of this leaked version.
I think it's already going to take a massive hit.
It is, and it's a massive shame because it's a franchise that's loved by many. I'm not sure the conditions it was leaked, but hopefully they'll get that under wraps very soon, and the film will have a successful release. But I'm really excited for Expendables 3. Great cast. I can't wait to see Mel Gibson as a villain. But interestingly, Dwayne Johnson has been linked with the Expendables once again this week. Did you see this story, Rhys?
Did not see this story.
You don't look at the site enough, Rhys.
It doesn't surprise me.
Right, well, Dwayne Johnson was doing a little press chit-chat on Reddit and Ask Me Anything. You familiar with an Ask Me Anything?
Mm-hmm.
He just logs on, they just asking questions. Anyone, just like, he'll reply if he can. If he sees it and he takes a fancy to your question, he'll reply. So, during this Reddit Ask Me Anything, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was having a chit-chat about the Expendables, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, of all people, got involved. He loves a bit of Reddit, Arnie. He came on and he basically said that he'd love to do a film with Dwayne Johnson sometime called The Oak and the Rock. You dig that?
The Oak and the Rock.
Yeah, could you dig that? I could dig that. Maybe like a little 90-minute training montage between them. No, just 80s rock music in the background and those two just working out for 90 minutes.
If The Rock brought back his thin eyebrows from when he was wrestling instead of these nice shaped ones he has now.
You know what? Anything The Rock does is just priceless. So, beyond this, Dwayne Johnson was then asked if he'd like to appear in The Expendables. And he surprised a lot of people, because he didn't say he'd like to be part of the squad. He said he'd like to be the villain of a film, and he'd like to kill them off one by one. So in terms of an audition, he probably made a few enemies. The people he said he would save were Ronda Rousey and Terry Crews. So Ronda Rousey was going to be his sparring partner, and Terry Crews was going to be his pec flexing buddy, and that's the reason he'd save him. What do you think of that?
I think it'd be brilliant if he was in one of the films.
Yeah, I do. I think it'd cost a lot of money to get involved, but
he's becoming that modern day
but he's a guaranteed
bodybuilding
return.
actor. Like we discussed it on last week's podcast. He makes money.
He'd make him so much money, but it's a case of it'd take a lot of money to get him in. But sticking on Dwayne Johnson, let's have a chit chat about Hercules. You've not seen Hercules yet, have you?
No.
I would recommend it to you, for 90 minutes of just pure escapism and just muscle-bound fun.
Don't have to think about it too much.
Yeah, it's great.
Sit back and relax.
Dwayne Johnson basically gives a people's elbow to a lion. So tell me that doesn't sound enjoyable. He rock bottoms a pig. It's great. So Brett Ratner's Hercules, to be fair, it's in effect the most amazing B movie I've ever seen. It's not perfectly put together. The CGI is all over the place. The better scenes are where the extras are just given a club and told to hit each other in the background. They look much better, but I'm sure a lot of the critics will bash this film. It's very similar to sort of Transformers with how people are going to deal with this, in the respect that you're not going to the cinema to experience an incredible intellectual adventure. It's a film. It's an adventure about a guy with a footload of muscles. Sorry for the expletive. That just beats mythical creatures, gets a great love interest with a fantastic squad of characters that are ranging from outrageous to hilarious, and it's just a great fun film. If you go into the film with the right expectations, you will enjoy it. Accept it for what it is.
It's just about having fun.
You'll get out of it what you put into it, basically.
Just go in, have a bit of fun. Don't take anything too serious and be like, oh my god, Dwayne Johnson can't act.
He's surprisingly good.
He's surprisingly good.
He carries it. He carries it.
If you go into that film and expect it to be an Oscar-winning performance and an Oscar-winning script and an Oscar-winning movie,
it just isn't.
You're gonna walk out thinking, well, that was rubbish.
Just because a film has a budget doesn't mean that it's as credible.
The
as
cinema should be about
fiction.
having fun, and films like that are definitely have a place in the cinema these days.
So in summary, Hercules, it's got a great pacing, it's got a great sense of fun all the way through. It's got a great cast led by the Herculean charisma of Dwayne Johnson, and it makes the film well worth the price of the cinema ticket. You should definitely check it out in the cinema. It'll probably be on Netflix before you know it, or on demand, so you don't want to miss out on it in the cinema. If you like your fantasy movies, Hercules is definitely for you. It came out in the UK a few days ago, so I'd definitely advise watching it. In fact, this is something we don't normally talk about on the podcast. A bit more TV news, and I know we have a lot of readers who love to hear about The Evil Dead and Army of Darkness. So you guys are gonna, I'd suggest putting a nappy on. Actually, Bruce Campbell has said that he is about to star in an Evil Dead TV series made by the one and only Sam Raimi. So we're going back to the roots with Sam Raimi announcing a new television series based on the Evil Dead series of movies. That is currently in development, and on Twitter, Bruce Campbell will reveal that he will reprise Ash and be a major part of this new TV series. So there's very limited information at the moment. It's still an in development project, but that could be amazing, like a horror-based TV series. The only one I can really think of that's out there right now is probably American Horror Story. You think of any horror-based TV series?
The other ones I would have said that were kind of horror might have been Dexter, but that's finished.
Yeah, Walking Dead, maybe.
Walking Dead, but it's more of a drama than a horror.
So there's a niche in the market for it. Obviously, with Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell on board, it's a horror fan's wet dream. So it'd be amazing to see that. I hope it gets on British TV. There's always the risk that TV shows like this don't make it over to the UK and Europe, but I'm sure we can download it somehow.
It'll be on Netflix.
So that is very exciting news. And finally, before it goes off the internet completely, because I've struggled to get a video. You've seen, I've probably put 3 or 4 videos.
I tried to watch 2 of them yesterday and they were both taken down.
So there has been leaked test footage for the eagerly anticipated Deadpool movie. I'm a massive Deadpool fan. If there was any sort of comic book sort of plot line I'd like to see made into a movie, it is literally anything to do with Deadpool. Anything. So it's amazing to see this test footage starring Ryan Reynolds. It's only about a minute and a half long, 2 minutes.
It wasn't too long.
They're going with the meta movie, talking to the camera, breaking the fourth wall. They're going with all of that. That's the reason it struggled to pick up a studio, is because it's a little bit risky. It's not what's in the cinema at the moment in the superhero genre. So it's good to see they're sticking with that, because you couldn't have a Deadpool movie without it. It's going to be a rated R, which I would have thought will please a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of gore. There's going to be a lot of scenes where it's breaking expectations. It's becoming that film that fans of Deadpool want it to be. This test footage, it shows pretty much the direction it's going to go in. Really, I say in terms of a teaser, it's done an amazing job. The source of the leak hasn't really been revealed yet, so. But it looks completely legit. There's no reason to expect it's not a real leak.
Whoever it was who leaked that, well done.
Well played. Thank you.
Thank you.
So check that on the website. I implore you to check it before it goes, because again, I can't reiterate how many times the video has been taken down, and I've had to find a new reliable link. So do check that out. If you're a fan of Deadpool, you're going to love what's coming here. So that just about wraps the podcast for this week. Have you got anything else to add, Rhys?
Not really, except everyone go and watch Guardians of the Galaxy this week.
Thursday.
Enjoy it, have some fun, love Rocket Raccoon. It'll be amazing. Just have fun.
31st of July, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Get yourself to the cinema.
It's there's a lot of hype around it. I hope it lives up to it, Rhys.
It'll be amazing.
I hope so.
Don't worry.
Right, that does it for this week, guys. We will see you next Wednesday. Have a great weekend.
See you later, guys.